Welcome to Saturday morning with HowieZowie.
The celebrated Mr. K performs his feat on Saturdays. Memorable day in Canadian radio.
By the minute. Come in, London. Do you read me? This is Flight 612 to London Control A. We've hit a solar turbulence area and it's jamming your radio band. Can you switch to an alternate range? Over.
This is your captain again. The slight turbulence we've been going through should be over in a few minutes. We'll then move into re-entry and our final approach to London.
How's that for an extended opening?
I like it. We're warming up.
We got a lot of preparation going on. We're going to be having the pairs live to air.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Been waiting a long time for the pairs to do a live to air. We have 4 chairs and sets of headphones and all kinds of good stuff to get ready in here, because when they're done doing their live to air, they're going to swing on over and we're going to chit-chat.
It's going to be squishy, cozy barefootedness.
Well, this is Back from the Beach with some Barefoot Niche, hence the Barefoot
Say
Band.
that 6 times.
This is episode 145, and you can hear the pairs warming up, a little bit of drumming happening over there.
Their harmonies always get me. Oh, I love them. I'm so excited.
So our intro, in conjunction with our secret word, was Let Me Take You to the Beach, and that was Frank Zappa off of the posthumous release Leather, depending on which way you lean. It was a 96 triple album. Originally, Frank wanted to release a box set, a 4-album box set, and Warner Brothers was giving him crap about that and other stuff. So he went on to a radio station and played the entire album and encouraged his fans to tape them. And so they've been a highly bootlegged record for many, many years. However, in 96, they were put out officially, not in the exact same format as the original. But Warner Brothers broke them up and released Zappa in New York, Studio Tan, Sleep Dirt, and orchestral favorites out of the material. Zappa in New York being the only one that Frank had anything to do with. And the other ones, not only did he not have anything to do with, they changed things on him without his approval and put on artwork that he absolutely detested.
Oh, my.
So there you go.
And those were from the late 70s.
Yep.
The originals, weren't they?
77 to 79. And we will be touching on Zappa in New York a little bit later in the show. Actually, in the very next block, because now that we're a 2-hour show,
Breaking news.
Conceptual continuity gets to be a very regular part of our vernacular. One of the things that we're going to play will be a little sneak peek at the new 5-CD Zappa in New York box set, the 40th anniversary edition of that album, coming out, I think coming out in March, if I remember. And we have one track off of that we're going to slip into your ear holes for you.
Cool.
It's a little 5-CD set in limited quantities. Comes in a tin box that looks like a manual cover. Has a 60-page booklet. Zappa in New York, the new 40th anniversary box set. It's coming right your way.
Well, here's how I got into business. When I first started off, I was a consumer of rhythm and blues. I never thought I could play it. I liked to listen to it. I used to collect rhythm and blues records. But while I was doing that, I was writing chamber music and writing orchestral music. I started writing that when I was 14. I didn't write a rock and roll song until I was in my 20s. And I wrote all this music and sent it to orchestras. Nobody would play it. So I figured if I'm writing music, I better write in a medium where I can get a musician to play it. I remember taking one of my compositions to the guy who was then the conductor of the Baltimore Symphony. His name was Massimo Freccia. And I was so young, he looked at me like, how can you possibly be a composer, and was giving me this quiz as we're walking down the street. What's the lowest note on a bassoon? Well, B flat. It's hard to convince somebody if you don't look like you're from a university or something that you can write music. So I just went out and did something else.
So that was your conceptual continuity block, the promised unreleased track from Zappa New York, going to be on the new box set. That was The Purple Lagoon and Any Kind of Pain. Assuming that Frank decided not to put that out because he was sitting on Any Kind of Pain. That's the only thing I can come up with, and I know that our friend Frank Ryman agrees with me. Frank's listening. So
Cool.
is Benny from Brooklyn.
Draw to our Benny.
Mickey, Staten Island.
Mickey, I hope he's enjoying his new vehicle.
And Katie.
Katie.
And Leanne.
Lovely Morgan.
And besides the new Zappa track, The Pairs, live to air.
Yay.
You're going to
their
absolutely
harmonies.
enjoy this.
The
I
best
guarantee it.
3-part harmonies ever.
And then lots of fun stuff in studio with them when they come in. And it looks to me like the Pairs are ready to go. You guys ready to go? All right. The stage is yours.
With nice blouses, money fills the streets but doesn't give us what we need. It's a system we've chosen, burdened by it, can't hold it, can't touch it, no one knows it. Drifting in and out of our life now, things we talk about, drifting back and forth from our hearts now. Judgment's getting loud and I'm sick and tired. morning, everybody listening. We're the Pears. Super excited to be here. Thank you, Howie, for having us on air.
This next song is called Fallen, and it is a love song. Just about falling in love, not wanting to stop falling in love, thanks to love. It makes me feel so much less uncomfortable when people do that.
Watching me. Nobody knows, nobody knows, nobody knows what those eyes see. How do I keep my wits about me when those perfect teeth are smiling at me? I've fallen, and this time I'm not stopping. Hey, hey, hey! Come aware of time. So how do I know that we'll be fine? As I watch the sun kiss your cheek, jealous of its touch and way around me. I've fallen, and this time I'm not stopping. Falling, 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 falling. I'm falling, 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 falling. I am falling, 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 falling. Hey, CHRW listeners.
What's great about playing these songs on radio is that we can try out all the dance moves that we always wanted to try.
That's true. This is Let Me Fall. Lend me your philosophies, many are the few. Let me see the world from your perfect view. Teach me your history, the near and the far. Show me your ancestors and how they make you who you are. Let me fall the perfect number of times. Hold my heart so I won't lose fight. gift me your grace and your humility. May I force myself upon all things. May I soften my mind to the hardship here. Let go of the burning coal. I'm giving back my fear. And let me fall the perfect number of times. Hold my heart so I won't lose fight. While they take me down and break me down, I won't go. Let me fall, and I'll be grateful. I'll be grateful. This is where we dance. Here we go. Woo. Let me rise and take these chains off my mind while I am in this life. Oh, don't push me to be something I'm not. The heat's rising and the fire's been caught. No bridges burned, but I gave it all up. Got it. And let me fall the perfect number of times. Hold my heart so I won't lose fight. While they take me down and break me down, I won't go. Let me fall, and I'll be grateful. I'll be grateful. I'll be grateful. Yeah, this next one is
A new
a new one.
This is called Hand in Hand. We enjoy each other's company. We like to spend time talking over tea. You think you have me with a smile and a wink. I look away and tell you not to think
Too hard.
Walking hand in hand, walking step by step. Walking hand in hand, walking step by step. Walking hand in hand, walking ready, set, and go. We walk to the park with my hand in yours. It's not really something that we've done before. You ask me if I like you and I say I do. I do want to ask you if you'd like to slow down. How do I say I'd like to stay one step away from each other? I say we're friends and you say we're not. We tend to avoid the subject cause it's a sore spot. I'm sorry that I kissed you little more, little more. I had too much to drink and your touch felt good that night. hand in hand, walking, walking 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 step by step, walking, walking hand in hand, walking, walking, ready, set, and go.
Ooh, that was fun. We love that song. It's so much fun. We're dancing up a storm.
All right, so that was your Pairs live to air. They are going to put down their instruments, get some water, and try to get themselves in here because they've got some music they want to share with you, and they want to talk and have fun and chill for the rest of the morning, and we are going to accommodate that.
Oh, my water? Yeah. Do you want me to go grab your water? Got it. Is it okay to have it in there? There you go. Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yes. I can tell the pears are in the studio. I smell patchouli. Oh, it smells so good.
You hippies.
We love them.
All right. You guys ready to chill out and relax?
Yeah.
We've been trying to get you guys on the show. Like, actually, you guys asked to come on and do a live dare originally back a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was told you guys were banned from the airwaves or something. I don't know what you did. You guys were too happy and harmonized too much or something. So we had to wait a year. We did have you guys on. And, oh, by the way, so you know, Mama and Papa Cogs chimed in. They were listening.
Good.
They said it was great to hear you all.
Nice.
Katie Morgan's tuned in. I'm sure she'll be at your guys' next show because she's at every show.
Love Katie.
And Leanne Mayer, she loved your Jewish drinking song.
Cool.
Ooh, I like that she used those words.
Well, she might have seen it on Drew Marshall.
Yeah. We haven't seen you guys live, well, other than right here in front of us, but we were like the very small audience for this.
Yeah. Well, we saw them open up for the Mountain of Wolves
Yeah,
album release.
It's been far too long. It's time to. Plus, you know, if you're in an environment where you get comfortable and everything, then the shoes come off. The shoes that only Steve's shoes came off for a while, and then he got his avocado socks on.
It wasn't the patchouli when I joined the band. They make me wear these socks.
Okay. Yeah. He wears patchouli. They made everybody wear funky socks. Did they start making you eat avocado toast as well?
Again, I kind of.
You already brought that with you. Yeah. And so you're gonna have to give me some of this old punk band's material. We're gonna have to see what was going on. I don't think this was a normal punk band.
Save that for another show.
Yeah, we'll do a whole different show. We'll have Steve come on, and we'll do a punk show.
Yeah,
how's that?
Be fun.
Sounds good.
Well, we could do a punk and or Zap. You could do two. You could come on twice, do two separate shows. You guys are always welcome. You don't have to just come and work. Okay. You can come and just have fun. Cool. Now that's 2 hours is a lot of fun. Yeah. We get to do lots of things, like play music, which I think we should do. So let's check out some tunes.
Lying, a dreamer dreaming beside me. The city sirens keep me awake, and I know I'll see you again in the long run. People, they tell me I should be careful, that you worry, and I'm already miles away. But I know I'll see you again in the long run, and I know I'll meet you again in the long run. But we can't be lovers, 'cause I'm still afraid of leaving the things I love dearly. She's susceptible perfect pair. One too many schizophrenic tendencies keeps it complicated, keeps it aggravated, full of this hopelessness. Oh, the perfect mess.
Who'll be my Valentine? Who'll lift this heavy load? Who'll share this taxi cab? Who wants to climb aboard?
Who isn't on this man? Who isn't on this man?
Who'll help a tired soldier far from his own hometown? Carry these men and women who get lost when the sun goes down.
Who isn't on this man? Who isn't on this man?
Who walks this dusty road? Who always pulls their way? Who's this inside of me? Who made a big mistake? Who sees these constellations? See them go spinning round. Carry these men and women who get lost when the sun goes down.
Arguably the stupidest talk over music record I have. And they're all really stupid, which is why I love them. I say it often, if you've got any Command records or London Phase 4 albums, don't take them to Value Village, don't throw them in the garbage, bring them to me, and I will use them. Almost everything I used for talk over music was thrown to the wayside by somebody else. For very good reasons, but they found a new life here.
I like that.
And I thought it would be perfect music for the little toy that I gave to Noel. You can join in.
Yes.
There. I don't think no one's ever pushed that button before.
I haven't heard that one.
That's a new one. Everybody always goes for the drum roll and the kind of running music, that first one.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, they're going to come when you least expect them.
The joys of shopping at Winners. Things you can find in the clearance section. And who chose David Byrne and St. Vincent off of their collaboration from 2012, Love This Giant. You were all singing along, so I have a feeling...
You know what? The whole collection, I feel like it was just songs that we have been playing on our road trips recently, and it's all just the frequently asked. songs to be put on, so it's
So
frequently added. Yeah.
what you got today was kind of what it's like to see the Pairs live, but even more so what it's like to drive to a show with the Pairs.
Yes.
When I posted that you guys were going to be on, tons of people said, you got to play Three of a Perfect Pair. Now, who's King Crimson fans in here? I knew the drummer would be, no question, and I know that Screaming Girl that I'm a Crimson fan. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm already doing a block of Zappa. I can't just throw King Crimson into the middle of all this. It's just not going to make sense. Mm-hmm. But then I remembered, because I was reading one of the write-ups for one of the artists that you suggested, I remembered learning about these guys from NPR's All Things Considered, just like I'd heard one of your artists, which we'll talk about later. And I remembered that they do a cover of Three of a Perfect Pair. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? That's perfect.
Cool.
No pun intended. And NPR named them one of the bands to watch for and has categorized them as a string band pop group. But they're based out of San Francisco. They are very active. And maybe they'll come up here someday, because I'd like to hear them. Mm-hmm. I'd like them. Do check them out. Now, the songs that you guys suggested, was this a group effort? Was it individuals? Does anybody specifically want to talk about any of these tracks?
We're definitely drawn to other bands that are three-part harmony as well.
One thing I noticed about, as Hillary pointed out, most of the acts that you chose, now not exclusively, because there's some different stuff here. This isn't just going to be a big harmony show. But most of them are featuring, quite often, sisters and three-part harmonies. And that's probably a given, because you're going to lean towards what influences you and what enriches what you do. So that definitely comes through. Which brings us to the Staves, which is three sisters out of England, Jessica, Camellia, and Emily. And I first heard them on Tom Jones' album Praise and Blame. They were his backing group on that record. So I was surprised when you brought them up. They weren't always the Staves. They were, what were they before? Like Stavely Taylor or something?
Oh, yeah?
Something like that?
I've only known them as the Staves. And then that film, From Austin to Boston, with, I think it was Ben Howard and Nathaniel Rateliff, did this documentary From Austin to Boston, and the Staves were on it as well.
I like the Staves. They have a really honest spunk to them, I feel like. They're punchy. Yeah. That's what really draws me to them. They have a cool personality.
Well, that's something that I would something that I would equate with you guys, because although your music is very stripped down and very harmony based, it's not just completely soft. There's a lot of energy and there's a lot of spunk. And there's grit.
Thanks.
And I especially hear the grit from Noelle's voice. The interesting thing is that even though Renee and Noelle are identical twins, your voices aren't identical. They blend perfectly, but they're not identical. I can tell you guys apart when you talk or when you sing.
Right.
Like even before looking at you, if my back was turned, I would be able to tell you guys apart.
You should teach our parents.
Mama and Papa, we have to talk.
Wait, you should try. Howie, close your eyes. Who's talking now?
Who's talking now?
Who's talking now? Hello?
I'm going to say that Renee's talking now.
Oh, you did it!
We even
One in a row.
It was Hillary.
It was Steve.
Who's talking now?
Hillary.
I'm the baritone of the group.
So, Hillary, we talked about this last time you guys were here. You guys said I could get a fly tattoo.
I didn't bring my stuff. You're going to have us on again.
Are we going to do it live on air?
we totally amazing. But all the listeners would hear is, ow.
Nah, I don't. Ow. No, I don't flinch and scream when I get tattoos. I'm a little bit used to it. And I might have, I think maybe over here there's some space.
Have you done a stick and poke before? Or all with guns?
No, mine have all been like Real.
Oh.
Haven't done the stick and pokes.
Real.
Ouch.
You're going to do the hammer? You're going to do the old school? Like,
Oh.
Yeah, with the
Chisel?
Yeah, with a chisel. With an ice pick.
ice pick. Here comes the ice pick in the forehead.
Hi, George. Morning, Terry. Hi, George. Morning, Terry.
Stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Check my machine. Check, 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 check my machine. Check, 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 check my machine. Come on, check, 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 check my machine.
I ended the block with my addition to the pair's choices. That was Check My Machine, which you can find on the deluxe edition of McCartney 2. It was left off the record, but it was the B-side to Waterfalls, the song that TLC ripped off from Paul McCartney. Check it out. But I chose that because, one, there's really no excuse to play it, which is why I faded it out, because it's one of the worst McCartney songs ever. I love the sampling of the Tweety and Sylvester cartoon in the beginning, more than George. But it was inspired by Talking Heads. He was a big fan of Talking Heads and Sparks at the time. And so that kind of guided where he went with McCartney 2. And musically, you can definitely hear it. You guys are sharing coffee over here.
Steve just gave me eyes.
What's in there?
No, it's just a really good silk vanilla almond cream coffee creamer.
Oh, okay.
You want some?
You want to try mine?
Trade ya.
What do you have?
Yeah. You have coconut, I heard,
nog.
I think.
Yeah.
So delicious nog.
You put nog in your coffee?
You do?
Holiday Nog. Check it out.
Holiday Nog.
But see, I also put a whole bunch of
Rum? Spices and herbs.
Sailor Jerry.
Just kidding.
I put when I grind the coffee, I put cinnamon, cloves,
And it's
cardamom,
all vegan.
Wow, that's delicious.
cardamom, red pepper flakes, cocoa nibs.
It's a party
A whole
in
bunch
your
of
mouth.
stuff.
Hope you didn't want it back,
There's not
Howie.
gonna be any left.
Well, there's a coffee blend. I'm not a big fan of flavored coffees, but there's a coffee blend that my cousin gets me when she comes up from Buffalo called Jamaican Me Crazy, and it's like the best flavored coffee ever. And this is my attempt at recreating that with my own spices and freshly ground coffee. And speaking of freshly ground coffee, you're going to be able soon from Patrick Beans get the Saturday Morning with HowieZowie blend.
Oh, cool. Good for you.
We'll have our own coffee and coffee mugs coming shortly.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Now, last time you guys were here, we had fun. We did a sing-along because everybody here, we're all fans of Monty Python.
Yes.
And so I love Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. one of my favorite songs. I find myself singing it all the time. And I had this crazy idea that we could bring up the mics and we'd all sing along, and the pairs were game, and we had a lot of fun, and it got really good feedback. And ever since then, I have tried to do that with every artist that's come in, and it's just like blank. Like everybody just sits there and looks at me like I've lost my mind. Even when they agree with it, and when they give me the song, is there a song you'd like to do with it? Oh yeah, let's do this. And then I go, and cue mics, and people just shut up.
It's a different feeling singing.
Now,
Watch none of us sing this
Yeah,
time.
we're all just gonna be quiet.
who's on lead whistle this time?
Ooh,
Steve.
Steve?
he's backing up.
We're going to take ourselves out with Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. We're going to do another sing-along, and then we're going to get out of the way for Top 30. But I would like to wholeheartedly thank you guys for coming on and gracing us with an early morning performance. I know that's not easy or fun. It's a lot of work.
It was fun.
It's still a lot of work, and it's outside of the realm of normalcy for most artists. A lot of artists do not like to do early morning performances, but we always coax them out of them. So let's take it out with some sing-along action. You guys ready to go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
You know what they say? Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. Hey, always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life.
If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And
always look on the bright side of life.
I can't whistle in line.
Always look on the bright side of life.
For life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your scene, give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow.
So always look on the bright side of life.
Just before you draw your terminal breath. Life's a piece of shit
when you look at it.
Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show, keep 'em laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you.
Hey, always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life.
Come on, Ryan, cheer up.
Always look on the right side of life. Always look on the right side of life.
Worst things happen at sea, you know.
Always look on the right side
What you
of
got
life.
to lose? You know, you come from nothing, you're going back to nothing. What you lost? Nothing. Nothing will come from nothing, you know what I say? Cheer up, you old bugger. Come on, give us a quiz. There you are. See? It's the end of the film. Incidentally, this record's available in the foyer. Some of us might live as well, you know. All right, it's a lot. Let's get this bloody change this man within 3 weeks. What do you think pays for all this rubbish?
Always look on the bright side of life.
You are. You should sing more, Steve.
Wake 'Cause it's 6 weeks coming of the spring on the snow.